violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Family, friends, and fans came together to pay respects to slain rapper Jada Youngin. He was only 23 years old when on July 27th, he was killed in his hometown in a double shooting that also left his father injured. Forever 23. That's how Javorius Scott, also known as Jada Youngin, will be remembered.
I just wish he had more time on this earth.
Cameras weren't allowed inside the funeral, which was held at Bogalusa High School, but at least 400 people came to pay their respects to Jada.
I know they didn't have his Corvette out there. Wow, they got his car out there too. Did they get it fixed? Did it even get shot up? There ain't no bullet holes in it.
At least 400 people came to pay their respects to Jay, including Baton Rouge rapper Boosie, who had collaborated with Jada Youngin.
He was a talented youngster, man, and he was just good, bro. He was just good at what he did, and he just had it, man. He just had it. He had it all, bro. So it's a sad day for Louisiana. It's a sad day for the rap game, but most of all, it's a sad day for his family. So.
Jay's family spoke about his childhood and how he always had big dreams. Dreams of becoming a professional basketball player, then dreams of becoming a successful rapper.
I mean, that's crazy, bro. It went from sports straight to rap. Like, it's like that's what everybody doing.
She did, with songs reaching over 4 million in views on YouTube and a following of over 2 million fans.
My kids would always talk to me about, Dad, he's going to be big, he's going to be big. Well, he was big, and we're so very proud of the work that he did, especially the work of coming back to.
Wow, it's like revisionist history. Like, nobody is going to mention the fact that he was involved in the shooting of a young girl.
Feed folks here in Bogalusa.
Those who knew him say he was a generous and giving person and wanted everybody to feel like family.
Well, at least the funeral didn't get shot up.
The investigation into Jada Youngin's death is under investigation. Calls to Bogalusa police today were unsuccessful.
Bogalusa authorities have identified the vehicle used in a drive-by shooting that claimed the life of an innocent woman. Yesterday afternoon, 50-year-old Veronique was sitting in a house when 10 rounds were fired on Main Street, some of which went through the front window and hit Allen. This comes after rapper Jada Youngin, or his real name is Javorius Scott, was shot in June and taken off life support in July.
Wow. So look at the ramifications of the killing of Jada Youngin that we reported on. I think we were one of the first news outlets to report on that Jada Youngin situation. Obviously, it was censored by the YouTube overlords, okay, the censorship overlords. But we reported on the Jada Youngin case, and I mean, he spoke a lot of what happened to him into existence, unfortunately. And he was not a good person. He was not a good guy. And he had real beef in the streets. He had real ops. So there were a lot of things that were coming back around on him. It caught up to him, and now it looks like it's catching up to his underlings.
Mayor Wendy Parrott is asking for help from the community.
They have devalued the life of our citizens here, and they've created havoc in our community, and they are disgusting individuals.
Who's they? Who's they? Is this a glider speaking on this too? We know who she talking about. These super gremlins are on demon time.
And those that hide them are even more disgusting to do so. I'm outraged by the fact that no one's never sees nothing, knows nothing.
Ooh, she calling out the community. No one ever see nothing. No one ever knows nothing. The street code is in full effect. Everything that I've been saying on my channel, she is repeating verbatim. It's almost as if she watches me. You want the crime to stop, but when it happens, you won't testify or say who did it. no integrity in the community, no morals. It's a free-for-all. These sisters don't know where their kids are. Sisters, come get your kids. And this is the result of it.
It's sad, it's disgusting.
Law enforcement officials
They had to cut her off. She was speaking too much truth. I'd like to see that full interview.
say after tracking and pursuing the vehicle from the shooting, the suspects abandoned it and ran off. Officials say they haven't been found yet, but left behind valuable evidence. They're believed to be in the Lafayette area.
Police say a stray bullet from a drive-by shooting killed an innocent bystander.
Caitlin Rust is live in Bogalusa with the latest on the investigation.
Lee, police tell us it was a chaotic scene here on Main Street. The home is just a little bit down the road, but there's a lot of family members, so we're trying to keep a distance to respect their privacy. Police say it was a drive-by shooting that claimed the life of 50-year-old Veronique Allen. Police say she was in the front room of the home when bullets went flying. Investigators say there were several other people inside, but Allen was the only one hit. Mayor Wendy Perrette is outraged.
They killing women, they killing children. I'm telling you.
Seeing this kind of violence in her community.
They have devalued the life of our citizens here, and they've created havoc in our community. And they are disgusting individuals, and those that hide them are even more disgusting to do so. I'm outraged by the fact that no one's never sees nothing, knows nothing.
Yep.
Detectives are following several leads at the moment. We'll be sure to bring you the latest as soon as that comes in. But for now, reporting live from Bogalusa, Caitlin Rust, Fox 8, Local First.
Police say an innocent woman was fatally shot in the head during a drive-by shooting.
Caitlin Rust spoke with members of the frustrated community after a series of retaliatory violence hitting the city.
You know, this lady was sitting in the house getting her hair done, and just, unintended target. Spraying bullets into a house, you don't know who you're going to hit.
Over 10 rounds fired on Main Street just after noon, some going through the front window of a home and hitting 50-year-old Veronique Allen in the head, killing her before officers arrived.
We just want Bogalusa to be safe. And, back when I was growing up, it was safe to walk down the streets.
He said it was safe back in the day. Why do you think it was safe? Why do you think it was safe? I mean, I could take a guess. Maybe different demographics. Something going on there. Maybe certain people weren't allowed in the neighborhood. Oh, man. He wants it to go back to the good old days.
But now it seems like it's getting worse and worse. You can't even sit on your porch at night.
Yeah.
Neighbors are torn up hearing what happened to Allen.
It needs to get better because all these kids nowadays are dying.
And saddened, this recent wave of violence has been taking so many lives, like rapper Jada Youngin.
He was
Well, he took lives too, so don't feel too bad for him.
24 when he died, has a 2-year-old baby.
And he deserved what came to him, point blank. You can't have it both ways. Like, you can't be on demon time in your life and then everybody gonna feel sorry for you when you pass away. He's responsible for the death of another young lady, and he's gonna be judged for that.
Otherwise known as Javorius Scott, the rising music star was killed. His father injured in a July shooting. A 14-year-old shot in the neck in June was taken off of life support in July. And now this drive-by.
And these are the same individuals that's created havoc in our community before. This is not new activity. These are the same people that have done it, that's started it, that's been involved in it from day one.
Mayor Wendy Perrette is pleading for peace and community help.
They have devalued the life of our citizens here, and they've created havoc in our community. And they are disgusting individuals, and those that hide them are even more disgusting to do so. I'm outraged by the fact that no one's never sees nothing, knows nothing.
Yep.
It's sad, it's disgusting.
That disgust is echoed by the police department.
Why do they cut it off every time she gets to that part? It's like she might have really dropped some gems there.
Vowing to work well into the night to find whoever did this to Allen.
It's aggravating. Well, I'm sure somebody in the community knows who did this, as they do pretty much all the homicides. If you want us to get them out of the community today, come tell us today.
Wow. The police are fed up, y'all. They said, look, we gonna go and file the initial police reports. We gonna, file the death certificate, take the body to the coroners, whatever, get it ready for the funeral. But we ain't worried with y'all. Y'all know who did it. We're not even gonna waste our time. We're not even gonna waste our breath, because we know that unless y'all come get some witnesses to come through, then it's not going to stand trial. Y'all know who did it, community. Y'all know who the beef is between, but you refuse to say something. This is on you. This is nothing but the result of the community policing each other, right? Which we fail at time and time again. We can't do it. It's impossible.
Otherwise, it might take a little longer. We're not going to stop, but it would help a lot if the community would be a little more cooperative.
He pronounced community wrong. It's community, my friend. Community.
And it's going to continue to happen. We could stop a lot of it if people would cooperate.
I guarantee Buddy right here knows who did it.
Cooperate.
Perrette says the police are working with federal
At least he was pulling up his pants in the clip.
agencies taking and preventative measures to stop what's been happening. Police say they're working several leads tonight. Investigators also have ideas about who the shooters were actually after, but say it's too early to speculate. They urge anyone with any information to call the Bogalusa Police Detective Division. It can be anonymous.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo!
Whoa.
Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
that
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit on.
That's that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
It was a drive-by shooting on Main Street in Bogalusa, and a 50-year-old woman has died in a hail of gunfire.
Yeah, just an awful situation, and the mayor is calling for locals to cooperate with police, saying they have had enough violence. Mike McDaniel's joining us live now from Bogalusa on the details on what happened out there. Mike?
Hey there, Katie. Well, family members say 50-year-old Veronique Allen had nothing to do with this drive-by shooting that we now know has taken her life. This all happened just after noon on Main Street when family members say Allen was sitting in a chair getting her hair done inside her home when she was shot in the head. Police say someone drove up and started shooting at the home with what appears to be a high-caliber weapon of some sort. Police also say Allen was not an intended target in this shooting. There are multiple gunshots through the windows, and family members say there were several people inside the house at the time, which could have...
And people keep, like, getting in my comments, well, maybe they was doing, like, whenever I do a story, maybe they was doing something, like, maybe... Like, bro, there's so many innocent people. More innocent people get hit because of the aim of the super gremlins than the people they're actually aiming for.
Led to an even worse situation. Family members and authorities say this type of violence has gotten out of hand in Bogalusa. Just last month, there was another shooting that left a young rapper dead and his father injured. The mayor here says this type of violence is happening far too often, and she is calling for calm. Family members of Allen are upset, rightfully so, and pleading for someone to come forward with information, which authorities say is another challenge here in Bogalusa.
Somebody came through shooting, shot my innocent cousin in the head who never did anything to anybody, ain't harmed nobody. Everybody in Bogalusa knows her, loves her, cares about her. And they took her life. It's gone. We can't get that back.
If no one steps up and says anything, it's going to continue to go on. This is someone's child.
Okay. But we know they're woke. I mean, who did y'all vote for? That's the question that I'm just going to stop commentating. I'm just going to be like, who'd y'all vote for? Who'd you vote for?
Someone's mother, someone's sister, someone's grandmother, someone's cousin, someone's family member, and it has to stop.
Allen has 4 children of her own and several grandchildren. Family members say they are still trying to cope. There's no word yet on any arrests, but police tell me they are working on that. Live in Bogalusa, Mike McDaniel, Eyewitness News.
Details after Bogalusa police say a 50-year-old woman was killed in a drive-by shooting yesterday. Veronique Allen was not the target when she was hit by a stray bullet.
Wow, and she looked great for 50.
In her mom's home. WDSU Shay O'Connor joins us live as a search is on for the suspects and police may have leads. Shay, what can you tell us?
She called.
That is right, Daryl. Now, Bogalusa PD tell me that the white truck that was actually involved in the shooting yesterday was spotted along I-12 last night, headed towards Lafayette. Now, we're just going to take you to a picture that we were able to get for you of that truck, that white Audi here on your screen. Now, there was a short chase before the suspects abandoned.
It was a stolen car.
The vehicle. We've also learned that the vehicle was also stolen. Now, family.
Of course. I mean, bruh. And y'all don't think they be like, man, carjacking really ain't that bad. This is what they say in the community, the super gremlin apologists. The carjacking really ain't that bad. You got insurance. Like, bro, they're literally stealing these cars and committing murders in them. I mean, for one, the value of the car is gonna go down. Who wants to buy a car that a murder was committed with? I mean, it's absolutely insane. I hope that doesn't show up on the Carfax.
And friends say the victim, Veronique Allen, was sitting down inside the living room of her mom's home, getting her hair done when she was struck in the head. She passed away. I'm also told the shooter let off at least 10 shots. Many of them went through the window. Now, Veronique's daughter was also grazed by a bullet. She's expected to be okay. Family members tell me Veronique was a local entrepreneur and hairstylist with 4 kids and 7 grandchildren. 1 grandchild on the way. So as you can imagine, they are just devastated by what happened and are looking for answers.
She's a loving person, daughter, grandmother. She's my niece, my oldest niece. And right now, making sense of it all, it just, that's in the background of it. But right now, we just need for whoever did this to come forward.
Now, Bogalusa PD tell me that they're hoping that evidence inside of the abandoned vehicle will lead them to identifying the suspects. Up next at 5 p.m., we'll hear more from the family on the hairstylist they say was taken too soon. Reporting live from Bogalusa, Shay O'Connor, WDSU News.
Looking forward to your report at 5 o'clock, Shay. Thank you so much. And also, if anyone knows anything about the shooting, they're urged to contact.
They already did that, bruh. Ain't nobody telling. Street code is in full effect. They're not saying nothing. These super gremlins are on demon time.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.